Hey guys, I'm Matt Asplund and welcome back to another Unreal Engine 5 tutorial. In today's video, what we're going to be going over is how to make it so the AI's head will follow the player wherever they are going, so the AI is always going to be looking at the player. So let me hit play and show you what we're going to make today. So as you can see, we have an AI in front of us here. If I were to walk over here, you can see they're going to be following us with their head, they're going to look at us, and you can also tell it's quite subtle, and you can make it more obvious, but the whole spine is actually moving as well. So we're not just moving the head, we're moving the back and spine, the neck, the head, everything to constantly just be looking at us. And if we go behind, it's not going to snap, it's going to smoothly go back as well, looking like this, which this is a nice system if you want to create like a creepy kind of AI that's always following you. You can do this with just the eyes as well if you want. Anything that has a bone, you can do this with. And it doesn't even have to be another character, it can be anything that you want. But this is what we'll be going over and creating today. So without further ado, let me delete this code and I'll show you how we've done it. So the first thing we want to do is we need to actually create the state in which the head is going to be looking in. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to have three separate animations. So we have looking forward, looking left, and looking right. Now don't worry about having these animations, we're going to create them and they're very, very easy to do. And us creating them also means you can customize them in any way that you want. So what we want to do first is we want to find our base pose that we want to use. So for me, that is going to just be this idle animation here. So for me, that's going to be control space to open up the content browser, characters, mannequins, animations, Manny. And then here we have idle is the base pose we're going to use. So what I'm going to do is hit Control D on that to duplicate it. And I'm then going to call this one underscore look forward or face forward, whatever it makes the most sense for you. But this is just going to be where we're looking straight forward, or where the AI is looking straight forward ahead at us. We're going to open that up straight away. And then in here, what we want to do is we want to delete all of the animation frames in here apart from the first one. So go all the way back to the beginning, then right click in the timeline here and remove frame from 0 to 49. Right click again, remove from frame 0 to 38, and keep doing this all the way until you actually have no more frames other than just the one. So you can see 0 to 12, 0 to 8, and then now you can see we won't get any more than 0 to 1. So if you hit play, nothing is going to happen. It's just this one frame here. So that is perfect. Next, what we want to do is we want to change, on the left here, we want to change the additive settings. So we have additive anim type. We're going to go from no additive to mesh space. And we want to change the base pose type from skeleton reference pose to selected animation frame. And this is where we're again using the base pose animation I just spoke about, where for me that is underscore idle. So we're going to put that one in there like so. And that is all we need to do in this one, because again, this is looking forward, so we have the animation looking forward here. We don't need to modify it. So we can save that and close it. Now we're going to select this and hit Control D to duplicate this one, because then all the settings that we just changed are going to be duplicated into this new one, so we don't need to do it again. And then I'm going to call this one underscore look left. And we're going to open that up straight away. And again, we don't need to do any of these other setting changes in here that we did before. All we need to do is make sure the AI is now looking left, or this animation, sorry, is looking left. So if we go up to the skeleton tree and the left, what we can do is then just move all these bones into the position we want. So what I'm going to do is let's select spine 4 and rotate it to be looking left slightly. The same with spine 5, as if they're kind of rotating around. Then I'll go down to the neck and the head and do the same. Just again, so it looks like they are looking to the left, perfectly like so. And you can do this however you want. You can make them look however you want, as detailed as you want, as far as you want. This is basically just the furthest left they're going to be able to look. So for me, that is going to be perfect. Then what we can do is either select all of those bones that you just modified, or just do Control A to select all. And then we're going to add a key up at the top there. So it's going to save that animation we just changed. Hit save, and now we have this as our new animation. Again, obviously it's not doing anything, it's just the one frame, but he's looking to the left. We will close this, and now finally, last but not least, we will duplicate look forward again, and this one is going to be look right, where we're going to do the exact same thing we just did and look left, except obviously looking to the right instead of the left. So let's get spine 4, rotate it a bit, same with spine 5, then go down and do the same with the neck and head as well. Again, making this as detailed as you want it to be. Once you're happy with how it looks, I think I'm going to be happy with this. There we go, that's fine for me. We're going to again select them all and then add a key in there, save it, and we'll close this. So now we have our 3 different animations created here. We've got look forward, look left, and look right. So now we need to create our aim offset to actually go between these. So we'll hit Control Space to open up our content browser, right click, go to animation, and then we're going to go down to legacy because we only want to use the aim offset 1D. We're going to set our skeleton to be the skeleton we're using for our animations for our character, which for me is sk_mannequin. And then I'm going to call this AO_looking, or face, or head, or whatever that makes the most sense for you. And we'll open it up straight away. Now in here, we're going to go to the asset details, and we're going to modify the horizontal axis settings. So the name I'm going to set to be your, or direction, whatever makes the most sense for you. Basically just where the character is looking. And the minimum axis value is going to be -180, and the maximum value is going to be just 180. And grid divisions we'll leave at 4, and then we're going to tick snap to grid. Now in the bottom right, we have our asset browser. What I'm going to do is search for look. And you can see we have our animations we created here for look forward, look left, and look right. We're going to drag these onto our timeline, starting with forward. That is going to be all the way on the left, slap bang in the middle, and all the way on the right. I think I did the wrong one in the middle by accident. I did look left, where it's meant to be look forward. So forward is on the left, middle, and right. Then on the left-hand side, we have look left, as you'd imagine, and on the right-hand side, we have look right. Now, if you hold Control and move your mouse, you can see the animation going through here like so. So you've got it looking a little bit like this. And we're going to save this, and that's all we need to do in here. We don't need to modify anything else. This is all we need to do. You can see the additive settings have already, by default, put in our idle base pose because it is taking it from these animations here. And if you try to put a different animation on here, you'll see it's not going to work because it hasn't got the correct additive settings set up like what we did. So if you can't drag animations onto this timeline, that's probably the issue. Double check your additive settings, making sure that they are set to mesh space and selected animation frame. But once you have that set up, again, that's all we need to do. What we can do now is open up our animation blueprint. So I have a separate one for this character, and I would recommend you doing the same as well. Make sure it doesn't share an animation blueprint with anything that you don't want to be looking at the player constantly. So for me, I've just put this in animation. So we have ABP AI here. And in here, we're going to go straight into the event graph. Off of our event blueprint update animation, what we want to do is come out of try get pawn owner and get actor location. So we're just getting the location of the AI. Then we're going to right click and get player character, and out of the player character we're going to also get actor location because we just want to know the location of the AI and the player. And the reason we want to know both of these locations is because if we come out of get actor location for the AI, we can then do find look at rotation, with the start being the AI's location and the target being the player's location. So this is going to do all the maths for us that we need. It's literally just going to find out the direction between the AI, and then using that direction, we can use that to look there. Off of the return value of this, we're going to break rotator, as all we need is the Z or the yaw. So we'll come out of this, promote it to a variable, naming this yaw like so, and then connecting this into the execution pin coming off of event blueprint update animation. You can see I've got mine coming off of a sequence here because I also have the speed and jumping states. We will compile this, and the final step is we need to go into our state machine. So if we just go into our anim graph, you can see I have my state machine as locomotion, and then in here I'm just going into my idle state, and I'm going to put in AO looking here. The base pose is going to be idle, and then the output is going to go into the output animation pose. And then all we need to do is just input our yaw variable into yaw here, or whatever you named it. You might have named it direction. This is, again, just the horizontal axis we were creating and the timeline we were modifying in our aim offset. You don't need to worry about the alpha, and we will compile and save that, and that is all we need to do. Now, as long as you have this animation blueprint assigned to your AI, which if you don't know how to do that, I will just quickly show you. So I have an AI setup here, which is literally just a mesh inside of a character blueprint, and the mesh has the animation blueprint assigned here. So use animation blueprint ABP AI. Have that placed in your level, and if you hit play, we should see that this AI is going to be constantly looking at us no matter where we are. So if we go over to the left here, you can see he is technically doing the code correctly, it's just facing the wrong direction. So if we're at a 45-degree angle from him here, he's looking 45 degrees, but just in the wrong direction. So this is a very easy fix. Also, this access non-error is a very easy fix as well. I'll show you how to do that now. So let's fix the error first. Let's go back into our animation blueprint here. Well, sorry, I've not actually got it open anymore. So we'll go to Characters, Mannequins, Animations, ABP AI. Go to the event graph, and simply all it is this set yaw here is firing off before the player has spawned in, which means it can't access get player character. All we need to do for this is come out of get player character, get an is valid node using the one with the question mark, connecting that in before the set yaw, and then is valid goes into the set yaw. So essentially, it is not going to fire off this set yaw until the player character is valid and is spawned into the game, so it can actually access it. That error isn't going to break your game. You can just ignore it, but you really shouldn't be ignoring errors, even though it is technically fine. So we'll compile and save that, and that is now the error fixed. So now all we need to do is fix the issue with the AI looking the wrong direction as well. One way you could fix it is change the start and target locations around on this find lookout rotation. So you can do it the other way, like that. That would fix the issue. Or what you could do instead is in the aim offset that we have created, is these left and right will be in the wrong locations here. So look left here and look right would need to be swapped around instead as well. What I'm going to do is just switch around the find lookout rotation here. We will compile, hit play, and now this will have fixed the issue for us. If we were to walk over to the left, he's going to be looking at us perfectly. And if we go over to the right, he's looking as well. And if we were to go all over here, you can see the head follows us all the way around. And if we go behind, he's going to smoothly blend back to just looking forward like so until we go all the way around, in which case he'll be looking at us like so. So I think that'll be it for this video, as we've done everything we've wanted to do. What we've done is we've set up a system in which we can have the AI or anything we want constantly looking at the player perfectly like so. So again, if we were walking around this side or this side, the AI's head is constantly going to be following us. And again, this is very easy to customize and modify for how you like. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, please do make sure to like and subscribe down below, as it really does help me and the channel out a lot. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.